what's necessary to break free from that frugality mindset if you grew up with it?
That's the voice of God.
I know you touched on it, but if you grew up with your family always pinching pennies, being frugal in that sense, how did you transcend that?
I think first it's realization that you did grow up in that situation. So I always tell like clients that ask me how to work on money mindset is write down all of the money stories you remember growing up. So like I could write down a million of them, but like we could not order drinks when we went out to dinner because it was too expensive, right? Or we always had expired food because it was cheaper from the weird like warehouse grocery store. Or we never had a name brand cereal. We had the cereal that was in a bag. I forget what it's called, but it didn't even come in a box.
Oh, yeah. Generic. So yeah.
Yeah.
It was usually had the name of the store on it, like IGA or yeah.
So write down all those things you remember growing up and then write how it made you feel. So like, my neighbor next door had Frosted Flakes and we had frosted bullshit. I forget what it's called. And so it was like, man, I always wanted that. And it could be something so silly and stupid, but like write down how it made you feel. And do you want to feel that way? But what I think works even better is like, do you want your kids to feel that way? And that's when it's really like, oh, shit, no. Sometimes we let ourselves kind of feel a type of way, but when you bring your kids into it, it's like, oh, damn. Yeah. So realization, writing down all the money stories that you hear. Oh, no. Okay, Cocoa Dino Bites, I remember those. But the Frosted Flakes weren't called Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, they were like, it's another word for flake.
Yeah, frosted something.
That's got to be a knockoff.
Yeah.
I remember a different.
Frosted
Flukes. Yeah,
Flukes.
Marshmallow Mateys.
Yeah.
But it used to be like a transparent bag.
Crispy rice.
Yeah, you could see the cereal.
Oh, you could 100% see the cereal.
That's so funny. I haven't seen that.
Took us off rails.
I haven't seen that in a while.
There is something to be said, however, for growing up where money is an issue, where there's just probably not enough to go around, because I don't think you meet a lot of people who come from an awesome money upbringing who then have the healthiest appreciation of the actual amount of toil that it takes to bring it in the door.
Yeah.
Because no matter what your attitude about it is, there is absolutely no replacement for hard work. None at all. You can't just say my mindset's good to go and I will office, I'll see you in July. I don't think it would work that way.
I think a big thing is like, if you grew up with nothing, people say, I want to give my kids everything I didn't have, right?
Everything I didn't have, yep.
But what you should be saying is, I want to teach my kids the things I wasn't taught. Because they don't need the designer clothes and the G-Wagon when they turn 16. They need to know what money is, and they need to know how to be a good steward of that. Like, I was telling this story last night. My 4-year-old, last week, he has a money jar, and whenever we get coins, I don't like to carry coins, so we give him the coins to fill up his jar. And I said, when your jar is filled up, we can go buy something. You have to save a little bit, of course.
Yeah.
And a little bit's for taxes. But you can buy something. And he said, well, Mommy, when my jar is full, I want to go buy a house for somebody. Because we always teach our kids we have rental properties because it provides a safe place for people to live. And I just thought I was like, damn, maybe I am doing something right.
Good
where
for
my
you.
Kid wants to buy someone a house so they have a safe place to live. And I think I'm going to buy him a fucking house when he fills up that jar of coins.
That's rad.
Put his name on the property and like have him go there and
good for you.
Meet the kids or meet the family that lives there.
No doubt.
So teach your kids the things you weren't taught.
You got to teach them how to background check the lease applicants and all of that as well. So
Turbo tenant. It's great.
There you go. So he doesn't have to tag along with the sheriff during the eviction. The your huge video, it's like 15 or